Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very interesting article, and it's Market Watch. Trump in a landslide. This historically accurate model predicts exactly that. President Trump has an interesting relationship with polls, surveys, and predictions. He loves the ones that paint him in a positive light, and of course he dislikes, the other ones. He's going to absolutely adore this one. According to Moody's analytics, Trump is headed towards another 4 years in the White House. And if the numbers are right, it won't even be close. In fact, his electoral college victory could very well be wider than the 304-227 margin he enjoyed over Democratic rival Hillary Clinton in 2016. Since 1980, Moody's has managed to nail the outcome every time but once. Like many, it didn't see Trump coming, but I did. So, you look, they have a pretty good track record aside from 2016. Under the current Moody's Analytics baseline economic outlook, which does not forecast any recession, the 2020 election looks like Trump's to lose. Democrats can still win if they are able to turn out the vote at record levels, but under normal turnout conditions, the president is projected to win. Okay, number one. I stated in 2017, 2 years before this, in the Huffington Post, I said Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump. Now, let's assume, for example, first of all, she's running. It's obvious, and she's going to announce formally either tomorrow or a week before Super Tuesday. I don't care when. They have nobody that can raise money, and Biden is already losing. He's actually spending more than he's raised. Okay, Warren is essentially Bernie Sanders. They're two sides of the same coin, and Bernie was cheated. Democratic establishment has nobody except Clinton. The golden moo-moo has just been waiting. Look, American politics has been a rivalry between Clinton and Trump since 2015. That's it. The Steele dossier, Russia interfering in the election. We have no evidence that they're petrified of Clinton. What did they want, 80% of U.S. uranium capacity and not 20%? Give me a break. Even the intelligence reports don't say, well, first of all, they're only confident, highly to moderately confident. But aside from that, I've completely debunked all of this nonsense. Whenever the New York Times or the Washington Post or people say, oh, everyone agrees, the experts say that Russia infiltrated the DNC. Well, so what? There's no evidence. We're relying on CrowdStrike. Well, CrowdStrike has been backed up by the intelligence community, so you have a whole bunch of people who are not certain but agree with one another. Who cares? Trump is going to win. I stated that. It's below in the pinned comment, my February 2017 article in the Huffington Post. Trump 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. The interesting thing with this Moody's analysis, and we'll get to more of it in a second, is that it doesn't take into account Clinton running. I do believe that Clinton can make things a lot closer. Well, Biden and Warren and Bernie, they're not going to become nominee, so that's absurd. When people say, she's not running, like, who's going to become nominee? Biden? Are you kidding? First of all, they went after Warren, but, they didn't even bring up the DNA test, I don't believe. She failed her own DNA test, okay? And so this Moody's analysis, very reputable firm, says that he's heading for a landslide. I think President Trump's going to win. Could be a landslide against Clinton. Could be very close. Don't know. Clinton is not going to. The golden moo-moo ain't going out without a fight. You can best believe that. Now, I've stated before, voter turnout is not going to be good for Democrats because this scorched earth policy where everything is this big controversy and they have to make everything morally relative, and they have to use hyperbole. He's a despot. He's an authoritarian. He's a tyrant. No, he's not. He's a president. He's bringing home Americans, which is what I kept saying. He's withdrawing Americans, which is what I kept saying. That's how you go from Bernie to Jill Stein to President Trump. You go because you vote Trump because you want to scale back U.S. foreign policy. That's it. It's interesting, too, because you have people on the far left saying U.S. empire. And when Trump actually brings home Americans or removes Americans, withdraws Americans from never-ending conflict, suddenly it's, oh my God, what do we do? Do we possibly say he did a good thing? Oh, you know what? We'll explain it this way. You know, he shouldn't have brought Americans home or away from conflict that quickly. So that's what they're saying now. They're saying, well, we want Americans away from conflict, but this is really quickly. And that's how they get away with it. Oh, unemployment was going down anyway. Anything good he does, they have to mitigate, demean, disparage. They have to undermine some way. Problem, however, ladies and gentlemen, is that they can't. When you're looking at if the only thing that you can say is that, well, all those good things would have taken place with Clinton, you're not going to win. Or all those good things were taking place with Obama, you're not going to win in 2020. They're not going to win in 2020 because this is something the Moody's analysis doesn't tell you. And I can tell you this because most of my friends are liberal Democrats, not necessarily progressives. Most of my friends are liberals, okay? These people have no problem with sending Americans overseas forever. They have no problem. When I say, hey, bring Americans home, they look at me like, well, President Obama is doing a great job. It's like, no, actually, let's. I don't even debate. I tell everybody don't debate. I'm coming out with a website that actually helps you debate. So now I'm conflicted, but you can just use that website to debunk a whole bunch of nonsense that you read every day. It'll be like a Snopes for us, which, by the way, oftentimes Snopes and Fact Check and PolitiFact, whatever, they see things in the most interesting manner. But anyway, so 332 to 206, stock market model gives them a slight edge, 289 to 249 in terms of the Electoral College. And there's the unemployment model, which leans heavily in his favor, 332 to 206. Look, I've stated many times, and you've heard me saying this. Number one, Clinton's going to run. Number two, Clinton can run in 2024 again when she loses. They don't care. Do you understand? The way that if you're watching this channel, the way you look at the Golden Muumuu, Madam Cyberhack, is the way that millions look at Trump, and perhaps even worse. Democrats have warped the minds and warped the psyches of people who didn't vote for Trump. Everyone else is looking like, okay, the world hasn't ended. Why am I supposed to believe this person is, a reincarnation of every tyrant in history? The world hasn't ended. The unemployment level is low, at record low nationally. There's record low Black and Latino unemployment. 30% of Latinos voted for President Trump in 2016, about 28%. And now, for Hispanic and Latino men, the unemployment rate is below the national average of 3.5%. So, simply saying, well, the deficit is high doesn't overshadow that. The achievements of President Trump, you say, well, he's the first president to step foot in North Korea. Oh, well, he's friends with authoritarians. It's like, well, no, it's not a rebuttal. There's really no rebuttal to what Trump is doing, his successes, his achievements. In terms of his controversies, they haven't even impeached him. They found nothing from 3 years of accusing him of working with Russia. So, I mean, they haven't impeached him yet. And when they do impeach him, the average American's going to be like, you know what? When they impeached Clinton, the Senate was like, nah, we're not going to. And he actually committed crimes. He obstructed justice, and he lied under oath. Trump did not. All of this nonsense regarding, oh, well, you know, da-da-da-da-da, it ain't going to work. By the way, a real tragedy took place. He was a great man. Elijah Cummings, Congressman Cummings, passed away. God bless his family. God bless his memory. God bless him. And it was very, very sad to hear. I'm doing this segment like a half an hour after I just found out online. So I am actually extremely disheartened and sad. And you have an American statesman. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. I'm stunned, and I'm just very, very sad regarding his passing. But getting back to this, President Trump's going to win. It's just a matter of what takes place from now until Election Day. Look, they're going to say that Trump is down in the polls. They're going to say that Clinton's going to win again. They're going to do a complete repeat of 2016. Then when she loses again, they're going to blame something. We have no idea what, but they'll blame something. It's just a matter of the media and the Democratic Party, what they're able to accomplish in terms of trying to tear down and disparage and demean and undermine Trump's administration and anyone who votes for Trump. This is going to be a completely scorched earth type of policy. Public relations, it's going to be a fiasco. The whole thing's going to be chaotic. And, I mean, there are people, you have no idea how. I found out the past couple of months how serious people take all of this. I hope you're not taking it seriously. The politics, the nonsense. After the Mueller probe, if you watch this channel, you should not take anything seriously. Any new controversy, any public hearing. I mean, yeah, the IG report and people getting indicted and Clinton running and Andrew McCabe getting indicted, all that stuff. Yeah, sure, it's interesting. You know, you can want it to happen. That's great, but don't take it seriously. What I mean by that is that don't place too much emphasis. Certainly do not debate or discuss or, you know, have a discussion or a talk with anyone that has, you know, derangement issues regarding the president. It ain't going to work out well for the next year. Don't do it. Now I'm coming out with a website that you know, addresses that, but then now I kind of had a change of heart in terms of, well, you could look at the website as like just like a you know, a way to just sift through the public relations nonsense, the media nonsense, the propaganda essentially. But there's a latest analysis by Moody's that says he's going to have a landslide. I don't know. Could be close. Could be a landslide. Could be the same type of margin as 2016. He'll defeat Clinton again. But the interesting thing is, I don't know how the Golden Moo is going to enter the race. Like, I have no clue how Clinton will enter. I don't know who her vice president will be. But I do know it'll be a situation where it's almost like, well, who could have imagined that Clinton would be forced to enter the race and save Democrats? And then when she loses, she could simply say, look, the Democratic Party was in shambles. I can wait until 2024. They're not going with Biden or Warren, so it's a simple process of elimination. I mean, at this point right now, let's say, I called this since 2017. It'll be one of the biggest political calls in recent history or in history. But let's say, for example, that I was wrong this whole time. Let's just say, for argument's sake, I was wrong. H.A. Goodman was wrong this whole time. Clinton was never going to run. She has had enough of politics. Who do they have? Who do they have? Answer the question. For people who are like, she's not running. Who do they have? Biden? Really? Are you serious? Biden? He spent more than he raised in terms of fundraising. He's not going to have a campaign. He's not going to have enough money for a campaign in 5 or 6 months. I mean, it's not me being facetious or sarcastic. It's the truth. He will not have enough money. He's losing. The campaign is losing money, spending more money than it gets. Now, Warren has, does anyone think that Warren, but not Bernie Sanders, is going to, Warren wants Medicare for all and everything, so there's no Medicare for all bill. She can't run on a tangible, the Democratic Party hasn't endorsed what she's talking about. So, and the other day she, took a flight and then got into the airport and literally was met by Trump supporters, no fans, no Democrats, zero energy and enthusiasm. So, you don't have Biden, you don't have Warren. Bernie is, God bless him, he has a heart attack and everything. So it's like, so then who do you have? Oh, it's the Golden Moo-Moo. Give me your thoughts below. Look, and check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Look. It's not a matter of Trump winning, because he will. The real frightening and, disheartening issue is what media and Democrats will do to have an epic, biblical temper tantrum, stomp their feet like you've never seen before. They've thrown everything at him, including the kitchen sink. Lord knows what they have in store for him that they haven't thrown at him. Because when Clinton runs again, it's going to be the same type of thing, but a little bit different. It'll be like, you know what? She's not perfect, but give her a chance. And if you don't give her a chance, you're a Trumper. And you know what? And then you're going to see so many people lose friendships, get into social media beefs. You're going to see so many people. It's going to be so divisive. And it's not Trump. Trump is not the divisive one. It's Democrats' reaction to President Trump. That's the problem. President Trump is who he is. They keep on pretending like, oh my God, could you see what he did? Oh my God. It's like, get over it. You know his personality. You don't like his personality, fine. There's an analytical model now that says that he's going to have a landslide victory. And he could very well have that landslide victory against Clinton. But I just don't know, they ain't going with Warren or Biden. So that's nonsense. And I knew that in 2017. And now everyone's saying, she's running. Well, I said that in 2017. I kept saying that. There's a playlist below. Check that out of all the times I said that. But the Democratic Party is a political machine, and they're not going to simply relinquish whatever the last remnants of political influence they have. Because after this election, you're going to see a complete sea change. It'll be a complete paradigm change in American politics. The era of Clinton politics will be over after 2020. So the Clintons have always lived within semantic murkiness, within the shadows of ethics. They have pushed the envelope, whatever used to be the norm in politics. It was basically on steroids with both of them. Now you're going to see something completely different. Clinton will lose again to Trump. I just don't know what kind of thing they're going to fabricate. What kind of investigation? I have no clue. The Ukraine phone call actually, it's brilliant. It actually, it hurts, the former vice president and the president, the current president. But gee, who do you think it helps? Helps Clinton. And then people say, oh, well, you know what? She controls the weather. Oh, yeah. No, it's a political machine. And they've realized that the media is all in. And they'll be all in again, but what you're going to see is when Clinton loses, intelligence chiefs, media, they're going to realize, you know what? The people want Trump. And there are millions of people who are just, frothing at the mouth, but there are even more people who want this president. So we'll slither towards him and pretend that we didn't devote our lives to undermining his administration. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Trump is heading towards a victory. Could be a landslide, could be close. It'll be over Clinton yet again. Thank you so very much.